authors you read as an author?
Okay, as an author, I love Roald Dahl. I've read all his work, everything that he has written for children, adults, everything. I love Wilbur Smith. I love Audrey Niffenegger. I read a lot, so I don't stick to one author. I
Okay.
love children's books. I read a lot of children's books too.
And you're also an artist, so how do you correlate these two forms of creativity? Painting, drawing, creating cards. She creates the most beautiful cards, and writing. They're very different disciplines.
True, true. See, for me, it's all about expression. So when I'm writing, it's, I'm expressing what I feel. So my most, that's how I started my journey as a writer. I started it on the blog. So whatever I feel deeply, I write from the heart. And it's when words fail me that I turn to art. It's like, yeah, that's when I paint. When I can't express what I'm feeling, I don't find the words to express. That's when I will sit and paint pictures. And for me, quilling is a de-stressor.
Okay.
So I do quilling when I take a break from writing. Because writing for me, it's still a conscious effort, because I have to plan, I have to think, okay, what is going to happen here, what is going to happen there. Whereas in a picture, I don't have to think. I just, most of the time, I don't even know what I'm going to paint. I just, my colors are there, I just take it, I start painting. And then the painting is there. But a book is a very planned effort.
So as an author, how do you find it? I mean, do you need to have the book idea germinate with you for a long time and then get it onto paper, or do you just start and let it flow?
Okay.
And
I am a total, method writer. I need to plan out everything. I need to know what's happening. So I would plan out, in this chapter this happens, this chapter this happens. I cannot write free flowing, though I know a lot of authors do that. They start and they say, let's see where it goes, and I will take it. For me, I need some structure. I need to know, because if something is happening in the 8th chapter, I would have something else related to it which happened in the 2nd chapter, which only when you read the 8th chapter, oh, okay, so that's why this happened. When you go back, you connect the dots.
so tell me, Preeti, with the secret wish list, have any of your readers written in to say they have been inspired by the secret wish list and done something?
Absolutely. In fact, one of my readers is right here. So what she told me is, her mum, it was such a turning point for her mum to read my book. I felt very touched to hear that. And so many of my readers write to me. In fact, I must mention this. In the last page, there is this little place which asks you, what are your wishes? Because most of us as adults, we really don't think about our wishes. Who has the time? You get up, you go to work, what wish and all that. But I do believe the fact is, when you think about your wishes, that's when you listen to your heart. That is when you know what your heart wants. Otherwise you're just living, you're just every day just goes by without really thinking about it. So I'm glad the book is making people think about what is it that will make them very happy, what is it that will make them passionate. So I'm very glad about that, Kiran.
So tell me, Preeti, what was on your secret wish list?
The thing is, I've been very fortunate. As a child, like I told you, all I wanted to do was make realistic portrait. If I draw you, it should look like you. That was all my wish. It's strange. And I wanted to write a book, which I didn't think would come true. And funnily, all my wish lists have come true. I'm very fortunate that all my wishes have come true. If you ask me now what is on my wish list, it's like any other mom. I want my children to do well. I want my son to score good marks. Like any other Indian mom.
So tell me, are you a mom like Diksha?
Diksha, okay, let me think about her as a mother.
Do you draw from her? I mean, do you draw from yourself when you write about, the parenting bits about it, is what I was curious about.
Yeah, I'm just trying to relate what her, I'm just trying to think what her, I think subconsciously it would have come. Because a lot of people told me in my 3rd book, they said, oh, this child resembles your daughter. I had not even realized it.
Okay.
And over here, I would say, oh, since I blog, they somewhat know what my children are like.
Okay.
Say, okay, Abhay has been drawn from your son, which probably may be true, I don't know.
Okay.
So because I think as writers, we always draw from ourselves, right?
We're total cannibals. We feed on everything that is in our immediate life. I'll ask Preeti to read a little bit more from her book. I think we'd all like to hear one more reading.
Okay, I'll just read that part where she runs into an old school friend. I'm reading this, also because one of my seniors in school is right here. I felt very touched to see her. I'm seeing her after, I know, 12, 11 years. So, sometimes these connections which we form in school, they remain forever. Like, I have this friend whose friendship is like 30 years old. We played basketball as, in school we played basketball together, and we've still maintained that friendship. Very close friend. I messaged her just before coming here. So, and there was this gap in between when we didn't have our famous Facebook where we lost touch. And now we've got back in touch. So I'll just read a passage which I can connect, which I'm sure many of you, if you've got back in touch with your friends, I'm sure you can connect to. Tanu arrives in Bangalore that afternoon, and with her arrive memories. She has been such an important part of my early years that I think our personalities have crisscrossed each other and shaped us into being the people we are today. There is a bit of Tanu in me as much as there is a bit of me in her. When Sandeep returns from golf, I tell him that my childhood friend has shifted to Bangalore and is temporarily staying at the Oberon, and that I will be spending the afternoon with her. Who is this friend? You never mentioned her before, he says. Yes, I know. Her name is Tanu. We used to study together, then we lost touch. Vibha had registered me on a reunion site some weeks back, and that is how she found me. We were best of friends back then, I tell him. You shouldn't put personal details on the internet. It's not safe. Vibha should know better, he says in a disapproving tone. I want to roll my eyes. His ideas and outlook are really outdated. Most people would be delighted that I'm reconnecting with a person who has meant or means a great deal to me. But all Sandeep can see is the danger in posting information on the internet. Well, she just put my email ID online. We exchange phone numbers through mail. It's not as if she put up my whole address and phone number, I reply. He does not know what to say to that. Oh, okay, take Abhay with you. And by what time will you be back, he asks. What will Abhay do in a hotel room, Sandeep? He will get thoroughly bored. Tanu and I have such a lot to catch up on. Besides, if he is here, he can go out to play with his friends and return at 6:30 p.m. It's not like he is going to trouble you or even take up your time, I reply. I'm annoyed at his suggestion of taking Abhay with me. How unreasonable is that? But I control my urge to vent my irritation. I'm so eager to meet Tanu that I just want to placate Sandeep somehow and get out of the house. I do not want to confront or argue with him. It is really these small things about Sandeep which reflect his supreme selfishness. As far as he is concerned, his needs must always come first. Finally, Sandeep reluctantly agrees to let Abhay stay at home. And before he can change his mind, I am out of the house and in a rig heading to meet Tanu. I spot Tanu before she sees me. She is waiting at the entrance lobby of the hotel. I recognize her immediately. She hasn't yet seen me, and as I walk towards her, I am stunned at how gorgeous she looks. She's about 4 inches taller than me, which makes her 5'8". She's wearing 4-inch heels, which make her even look taller. Her complexion is flawless and her hair is silky straight, like the hair models one sees in television ads. She sports white skinny Guess jeans, and her well-fitted top is obviously designer stuff, cut off to show her toned shoulders. Her nails are perfectly manicured and she sports a platinum bracelet. She's carrying an oversized red designer bag. She could easily be mistaken for a professional model. I immediately feel dowdy in my mummy clothes, which translates to a nondescript salwar kameez which I had flung on without a thought. It's probably silly, but the first thing I think of when I see her is, damn, I should have dressed up a bit. I wish I had at least worn the clothes I wear to my salsa class, but it's too late for that now. Tanu turns around and sees me walking towards her. She looks a bit confused, and then as slowly recognition dawns on her, she screams, Diksha, oh my God! And she envelops me in a bear hug, almost crushing me. And I'm surrounded by a whiff of her strong perfume, most probably Chanel. I hug her right back and she plants a kiss on either cheek, a real kiss.